Hello and welcome to Intuitive Energies. As promised, I'm doing a spread called Healing Your Inner Child. I found it on Pinterest and it's from Emerald Lotus Divination. So if you want to go and search that out, go ahead and look at the spread. Basically, I know there are more cards here that are supposed to be, but these are the cards that fell out for every position. So this was be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 6 is supposed to be down here, but I ran out of room. And then 7 is supposed to be just below 1. So I think 1 is supposed to be below. It doesn't really matter. But it's a 7-card spread. I'll show you quickly how that's supposed to look. It's something like that. Like 1's supposed to be below, 2, 3 is supposed to be the top. So it goes 1, 2, up, 4, 5, 6, and 7 supposed to be with 1. I'm going to be going through the questions with you, and I used myself as an example because I couldn't really do it for anybody else. So I'm trying to heal my inner child. I am Pisces, and we've been told that we have to reconnect with our inner child. So I have been doing that as well. But I really wanted to explore this because they talk about it a lot, your inner child. So getting in touch with that part of me is very, very important for my progress forward. So the first question is, how does your inner child feel currently? It gave me the King of Wands. It gave me the 10 of Swords and the 4 of Swords. So let's go through these. It's funny that it gave me a king for an inner child, okay? But I guess my inner child has been, okay. But this card is the inventive and impulsive card. So it's energetic, okay? So that makes sense in that way for me. You know, like that, it did resonate with me. And right now, yes, I'm feeling very invented, and I feel very decisive and excited, okay? And loving new challenges and finding a new lust for life. So that's good. However, I do have the 10 of Swords here, so it means that I know, and this has been coming up a lot, I need to put an end to a stressful situation in my life. So I need to let go of the past, something that's not serving me anymore, whether it be internal, external. I do understand that as well. And then we have the 4 of Swords, which is a period of recovering, healing, which I take when I do all these readings and I go inside myself or with spirit. I need to usually rest a lot because it's if you start doing energy work, you're going to see it does, you work, and it's almost like you crash because you're so in the moment, and then suddenly you're like depleted completely. So a lot more coffee these days, I tell you that much. So yes, this for my inner child is not just my inner child, it is my current situation. So I know how this feels for me, okay? Number 2 position, what I lacked as a child. And I did this beforehand. You see all the cards are out because I didn't know what my reactions would be. I had hard childhood. I'm sure a lot of people have, and I know that Pisces, but I was a Pisces in Capricorn moon. Capricorn moon always has difficulty with parents. So it's a, yeah, it brings up stuff whether you want it or not. So in this case, this is a 5 of Wands. Is this a 5 of Wands? Yes, this is a 5 of Wands. So what I lacked as a child is there were a lot of strong opinions and clashing personalities in my life, okay? There's a lot of conflict. There's a lot of tension. There's a lot of communication problems, okay? A lot of stuff was not being reached, like decisions were not being reached. There's a lot of hassles, annoyances, and a lot of stick in my wheels, okay? So I lacked for peace. I guess that would be the best way to say, and that's absolutely 100% true. I feel that my life was thrown in turmoil over and over again. Things that I dealt with as a child that I never should have dealt with. Putting a dead drunk alcoholic mother to bed at the age of 6 would be a prime example of that. I should have just been practicing coloring and looking for cloud animals, yet I was dealing with such things. So yes, what I lacked as a child, definitely. I didn't have peace to be a child. So, and then something that left my inner child scarred is the Lover's card. And to me, that is love. Where there should have been tenderness and love, there was a lot of fighting. Okay, a lot of fighting. There was no cooperation. There was no committing to people's well-beings and happiness without fear. There was a lot of fear. There was no unity. There was, if anything, dividedness more than anything. And people were not paying attention to their logic. So I am describing the Lover's card, and I'm describing the exact reverse, because that is what scarred me. Okay? Love was not made a priority. People's needs and wants were made a priority, and if one could not meet the others, there was no compromise, and things shattered. And they shattered constantly in my life. Okay, so number 4 would be, how is that affecting my life now? And we have the Devil card. Yay, the Devil card. I love the Devil card. It gives me a really great feeling. Maybe not now, but in the early past, as close as 5, 6, 7 years ago, it put me through cycles of guilt. And I did a lot of things that felt good, but they were not necessarily good for me. I'm overweight, so I have some kind of eating habit disorder. I have, I would spend more than I would make, so we were in debt at the tune of $60,000 plus our mortgage. I know a lot of people are in this situation, but ever since then things have changed. There was a lot of trying to make up with what had been missing by trying to buy the emotion that made you feel good. And I think that is absolutely giving into the temptations of it all, you know. Well, I couldn't get it as a child, but now I can get it for myself. But I couldn't. I just got into debt for it. And I didn't realize that it wouldn't fix the scarring of childhood. So that is definitely right, okay? That is how it caused scars that led me to do things that probably were not the best for me, okay? But that has changed. Number 5, there were 2 cards that came out for number 5. Something I can do to heal my inner child. And it was the Knight of Swords and the Empress card. So the Knight of Swords and the Empress cards. And of course the Empress card has been coming up all day today because I did a reading, but it's about creativity. So I have to nurture myself. I have to indulge my senses, but in eating good foods and connecting with nature. I have to embrace my creative self, okay, bringing life new ideas. And the Knight of Swords helps me be ready for battle no matter what the consequences, okay? To be self-assured and quick-moving, shaking things up, getting purity of intention, okay? So, and having direct communication. So this is something I can do to heal my inner child. I can work on my inside, my inner creativity. all the things that I put on hold for negative situations going on around me as a child. I can now go explore those, okay? So that is the answer for that. Number 6 would be, how can I support my inner child? And I got the Tower and the Star. You taking the Tower. The Tower is a boom moment. So, how can I support my inner child is to let the chips fall where they may. And to review, renew, and finally get illumination on the situation. Okay? Be optimistic for the fresh new start that's about to begin. Okay? It's a dawning of a new day. And let myself be guided by the stars. Okay? This is beautiful. This is a beautiful, beautiful reading, by the way. I feel very connected to it. So I'm going to put these here because they're my very, very favorite. I'm going to put them very close to me. And the last question is message from my inner child. So I got the King of Pentacles and the Justice card. So, this is telling me that the divine is going to be fairly compensating me for things that were lost in the past. Okay? I may have come here on a contract to learn these things, to help people with their contracts. Maybe I was here to just get them to their next levels. Maybe I was here to learn something about abandonment and feeling love for myself. Regardless, all of that is coming to an end. Justice will be served, and abundance is coming. So I am getting that as my treasures and my comforts, and I will be able to enjoy life fully inside of my inner child. And I think this message is really, really very hopeful one. I hope that resonated with you. I think that similar people, I've been getting a lot of this because I watch a lot of Pisces readings, so I can feel that a lot of people may be going through similar situations, okay? You can see this can resonate with a lot of people, not just Pisces. It could probably resonate with a lot of people who are getting spiritually enlightened. So this is how to heal your inner child spread. I will put the questions below. It doesn't really matter where you position them, as long as you're asking the questions when you're speaking, when you're using your deck. Just make sure that you are asking the question as the cards are turning, and just put whatever cards fall out. If there's 2, 3, 4, you put them for the same question because they all resonate for an answer. Mine was completely dead on. I resonate with all of this. I understand all of this. I would highly suggest it because it opens up your heart, maybe to memories and things that you have not thought about, or emotions, and anything that needs to be healed. If you let it into the open, you're able to take it back in and just heal it inside yourself. And anything that heals you to move forward will get you to your King of Pentacles. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please click that subscribe button. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care.